hot females are finally back on the menu. Okay? I saw it. There were many people who were upset, and it makes me very happy. They are like, "Ah, it's Gunnar game. Why is it Gunnar game? Why can't everyone be morbidly obese?"
With a lead designer and the chief creative officer of CI Games, watching them redesign a female character in front of me, based on feedback that I was giving them in real time. And about halfway through, I remember thinking, this is crazy. Crazy that I am in here, first of all, but crazier still that they were genuinely wanting.
She's supporting our Gunnar tendencies. We gotta protect this woman, okay? We gotta protect her.
To hear what I had to say. We have gotten so used to studios that do not care what their players think. Studios that just tell you what you should want.
The modern audience is not in the room with us right now because they are playing Aphelion right now. Yes. What was it? Aphelion. Yeah. They are. Oh, see, there you go. All of them, all the modern audience, they are peaked. Yeah, absolutely. They are all just like smashing the like button on this one. Yep. That's all. They are vibing. You can't find them here, so we can have a conversation.
And yet, here I was.
Can you imagine, just for a split second, if all of us, all of the people who watch the stream would just decide to download and play that game, we could give them a peek. And that would be it. You know, like, they are never going to achieve that. Do you understand how? Are we that? Absolutely not. We are not that nice. But hypothetically, you know, if we would want to troll them, then we could. Refund in 2 hours? Dude, I wouldn't even put it into my cart. Hell nah.
Suggesting a necklace on a seraph and watching them draw a line. In 2026, one of the most radical things a video game studio can do is...
Hold up. She's behind me. She's always behind me.
Ask its players what they actually want to see, and then listen to the answer. And
what? Asking gamers what you want to see and then listen? I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. I am not talking to the gamers. These games are not for you anymore.
While that should be a bar that's easy to clear, AAA in particular seems to have a really difficult time with this. Just look at the last few months. We are drowning in hero shooters and extraction shooters that nobody asked for. High Guard, Horizon Hunters Gathering, Marathon.
I can't wait for them to drop this game. I am so curious to see the numbers. This is the one with the morbidly obese, peg-legged, short-haired female. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. The Schadenfreude, absolutely. I need to know.
Which Marathon alone cost $250 million and has lost almost 70% of its player base since launch. Even Halo is now reportedly getting in on the extraction shooter trend. Yikes. Now compare all of that to Studio.
Dude, Halo is lost. Rest in peace, Halo. You were beautiful, but now you have been bastardized.
Studios that take feedback in stride and make beneficial improvements. Of course, we know the recent ones, Crimson Desert, Monster Hunter Wilds, but also titles like Sea of Thieves, Street Fighter V, Final Fantasy XIV, No Man's Sky, of course, and even Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I was reminded of recently, and that included DICE and EA removing a bunch of the predatory pay-to-win monetization that was included in the game at launch.
So I cannot buy a $30 worth of horse armor anymore? I don't even know if I want to play it anymore. Without the horse armor, I really don't feel like that there is any purpose to me. You know? Can I ask you something? No.
All very different games, but ones that ended up taking the exact same approach. Listening to player feedback, implementing it well, and ultimately being rewarded for it. Because when players feel heard, it is clear that they can be pretty forgiving. And while we have touched on this for a few videos now, we often see this really great comeback story that happens with games that have launched to bad or mixed reception and have managed to claw their way back to a much better place with their audience. CI Games and Lords of the Fallen is a really great example of that exact arc, and I ended up getting the chance to speak with them directly.
You know what's funny about all of this? That the modern audience, the one who are like hyping up these companies to make these ugly characters, they never play the games. They are just V-tweeters. Like V gamers? Maybe? V game tweeters? Like, they just like talk about it like they would play it, but then in the end they just go back to their cozy corner to play like fucking Stardew Valley or whatever. But they never actually play it. They don't buy it. They don't spend on it. They are just like, oh yeah, oh, you cannot let the male gaze be dominating. That's truly rooted in misogyny. You know, you can't. And then they are like, oh yeah, I don't care about it.
Which brings us to today's video. I am so excited to say I had the opportunity to partner with CI Games to show off 5 never before
CI Games? Like, come inside games? I see you. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Seen female character designs for the upcoming Lords of the Fallen 2. We are also going to talk about how CI Games, a mid-sized studio, has spent the last 2.5 years since the Lords of the Fallen launch in 2023, building something really special while still making meaningful updates to their original game, and how at their core, they are a studio that refuses to be lectured or gaslit into making a different game than the one that they have set out to make.
Listen, eventually, not yet, but people will realize that they cannot make games like this. They are making it for this legendary modern audience, which is just a bunch of like crybabies on the internet yapping about shit that they don't know. Remember when Pragmata came out and the journals were like, wow, we shouldn't make father simulation games also, that said journalists. I haven't played the game yet. What? Oh, what?
A game built by gamers for gamers. They really are a great example of how not to do all the things that we are always asking developers not to do. So,
father and daughter really scare them. Well, if you think about it, it's like actually fascism. I was told that having a family is fascism right now. So, yeah. You want a wife and kids? Bigot.
Let's get into it. If you have been here for any amount of time, you already know female characters in gaming is the topic we keep coming back to, and not because I necessarily want to keep coming back to it, but because the industry, notably Western AAA, has just given us so many reasons to over the years, normally by following the pattern in some way, shape, or form. You know the one. Shout out again to the 1348.
No, what? I love this tweet. This was so good. The vow has been made. Quest begins. Meet Bianca. Why do devs keep making intentionally unattractive female characters? Why do you expect a woman to be necessarily attractive? Why do you expect your food to be fresh? Why do you expect your water to be clean? Why? But why? Who is that peasant boy? She's going to be the hero.
X-Photo devs for reminding us of it recently.
Crazy.
With their "why would you necessarily expect a woman to be attractive" tweet.
Listen, I don't even care if they are not like hella attractive, but like, the fuck am I looking? I am looking at someone who is probably 150 centimeters short, angry, has the ugliest fucking bowl cut I have ever seen, and is trying to find her lesbian lover in the medieval 1348 night game? Huh? I don't know, man. Like, listen. I'm not feeling it. I don't know, Chief. It's not for me.
Never gets old. The same desaturated color palettes, the overtly tactical.
It's such a shame. This game looked so good, but I'm not gonna play it because she looks so unlikable. I can tell you, but it's like the the smug face. It's the you have to listen while I talk face. You know, hair bad, bald good. Why bald? I don't know.
Outfits, the stripped down femininity, almost like an embarrassment of the female body itself.
Dude, Mary Jane looks fucking rough here. Not gonna lie. That's fucking rough. Damn.
Hips and busts get slimmed down, shoulders and jawlines get bulked up, and anything that reads as too feminine quietly gets dialed back. On top of that, our strong, modern female characters
Okay, to be fair, with this game, I think she looks fine. I don't think she's ugly. With her, the problem was that she had a walking and talking weapon that was so fucking cringe, no one wanted to. It was annoying. She was like in a fantasy world and just talking like a Gen Z Zoomer, and it was hyper cringe.
tend to get handed very similar personalities.
Okay, he's beautiful. Okay, take that back.
Emotionally walled off, constantly annoyed, or very sarcastic.
I swear to God, in the first Horizon game, she wasn't this chunky. And then something happened and now she's just a little bit more rotund. They so ruined Aloy. I swear she wasn't like this in the first game. She ate the Horizon. Oh, yeah.
Sarcastic, they are weighed down by some past trauma. She is often complex and...
I hate this picture so much. You know what's funny? I really don't think I have ever in my life seen anyone be so ugly. You know? Like, there is so many things wrong with this character design. I don't think I have ever seen anyone in real life. So bad. You didn't see Shrek? Shrek is beautiful. Shut the fuck up.
Nuanced, but is capable of girl bossing her way through most situations, which is really just an industry code for she honestly kind of sucks. Basically, the pattern is turning our female character into a toxic male character in an androgynous looking female body. And we have seen how players respond to these types of characters every single time. Mixed reviews if they are lucky.
What? The boys don't like ugly, angry, sort of androgynous females who are just trying to lecture you about how awful you are and how great they are? Wow. That's like having a wife, except you can't choose and you can't even fuck them and then you don't even love them. You get all the nagging but none of the loving. I don't know why. Honestly, that's crazy. I don't know why the boys don't want to play that game.
Actual flops if they are not, or just zero hype around the character at all. But good news, because on the other hand, we have also talked about current games and studios that are getting it right. Claire Obscure, Stellar Blade, Baldur's Gate.
Dude, about Claire Obscure, I only heard that one of the chick has bare feet and everyone is gooning for the chick's bare feet. Okay? I don't know which one.
Current games and
but I know that there's one with bare feet.
Claire Obscure.
I think, is it the Asian chick? Someone has bare feet. Someone is the feeter.
Stellar Blade, Baldur's Gate, the Monster Hunter Wild Girls, female characters who are beautiful, capable, feminine, sometimes deadly, and surprise, surprise, people couldn't get enough of them. Which brings us to CI games, because when you have been watching this same
well,
cycle...
you convinced me to play Claire Obscure.
Ah, there you go. We're gonna do it too. We're gonna defeat them.
Play out for years, and then
Obscure.
a studio comes along and breaks it, and is openly vocal about why they are breaking it. You tend to want to pay attention. But before we get into the brand new character reveals, I want to talk a little bit about what the CI Games team has actually been doing over the past few years, because
gooning.
These characters do not just materialize out of thin air. They are the result of something this studio has been building for a long time. All right. I have to admit, all right, I was actually pretty late to the Lord of the Fallen party. I remember hearing about the original like way back when, and I was aware of the 2023 release, which launched to pretty polarized reception, but it was only recently that I actually sat down to play it, and
I thought people liked it. Didn't people like Lords of the Fallen? I thought
really
it was
enjoyed
pretty
it.
popular.
Yes, I had the occasional frustrations with Umbral mechanics, like physically getting myself out of Umbral, and I'm pretty sure I was
It was dog shit at launch, but they fixed it. Well, okay, to be fair, that's how usually games are like right now. They launch awful and then eventually, over the months, they sort of patch it into a workable state.
also stuck on the Pieta boss longer than I was supposed to be, so the skill issues showed up pretty early and often for me, unfortunately. But
oh, I'm sorry. You want to play $60 to $80 and you want your game to work immediately? Wow. Aren't you a little bit too greedy? Holy shit. Think about the poor big AAA company. You're crazy.
overall,
You're
I had a lot of
crazy.
fun. Back to the 2023 release, though. Lords of the Fallen launched back in October of 2023. While the bones of the game were absolutely there, a very ambitious, dual-world design with gorgeous art direction and a real participant of the Souls-like genre, there were also some legitimate issues. Performance and how the game ran, balance, and generally just some...
Dude, my standards are so fucking low. At this point, I'm just appreciating that there are colors. You know, it's like I saw a green area, this is a red area, there was something. I'm like, wow, there is anything other than millennial gray? Holy shit.
rough edges kind of overall
I'm
that
so
resulted
happy.
in frustration from players. In a moment like that, most studios can do one of a few things. They can double down and tell the players that they're wrong. They get defensive with their audience. They go quiet, or they just back out completely and start working on the next project like this first one never happened. But CI Games didn't do any of those things. They took the feedback in stride and just got to work. What followed was over the next 2.5 years, they shipped over 70 updates and
Damn. Okay, that's based. I do like it. Like, you know, you try, you fucked up, you don't abandon the game, you're just going to fix it. That's respectable.
we're talking
Yeah.
like big, actual, meaningful patches, full reworks,
That's
expansions, the whole thing. Version 2.5, the final major update, dropped in December 2025 and brought a brand new veteran mode and reworked enemy encounters across the entire game 2.5 years after launch, and they were still cooking, wanting to give players the absolute best experience possible. The best part
Does
is
anyone
that
here remember the times when games came out and didn't need a day one patch?
Nope. Nope. I'm sorry. No, those times are over. Yeah. It's like literally like grandpa being pushed in the garden of the fucking nursing home. Do you remember when there were games and we just played it immediately? Okay, calm down, grandpa.
the community feedback consistently made its way into those updates in things like the lamp guidance system, the UI overhaul,
The lamp guidance system? Lamp, you say?
the co-op rework. None of that came
Nope.
from a marketing team or a focus group telling them what modern players want. It came from players asking and CI Games actually listening. On top of that, they did want to be as communicative as
Oh my god, is the Jack Sparrow?
possible with their community. Community posts, roadmaps, dev diaries, and they even created a YouTube series called Lifting the Veil, where the team literally walks players through combat changes, new systems, the whole Umbral rework, which also includes behind-the-scenes conversations with the people making the game. The dev team is also genuinely active on places like Reddit,
Oh, this is
Discord, X, like
Bob's
real engagement
GDO.
with real players where
GDO.
they are talking with you instead of at you. But
Did you know SKU in Bloodborne, which is PS exclusive, you can light lamps? Dude, Bloodborne looks so amazing. But I don't think I would be ever good enough to play it. But it looks like the style, the world looks impeccable. You don't think it looks impeccable? I think it looks gorgeous. Beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous game.
Probably my favorite part of this whole story happened early 2025 when the CEO, Marek Tominsky, just casually started running open polls on his personal X account, asking players directly what they wanted to see in the upcoming sequel. No fancy, expensive consulting firm or focus group of 20 college students who have never played a Souls-like in their
What? You know what they should have done? They should have hired actually Sweet Baby Inc. and ask questions from them what the people want. Don't ask the people what they want. Ask Sweet Being. They know what you want.
their lives. Just a CEO and gamer on Twitter asking other gamers what they wanted to see across various aspects of the game, but also, you know, he wanted their take on hot female characters. And the answer to
Sexy and provocative. Ooh la la.
one of those polls was completely unsurprising. Players want beautiful, visually striking characters, and Souls-like audiences in particular love iconic character designs. So naturally, once several Western journalists caught wind of these polls, they obviously took this in great faith and gave them the praise they deserved for being so open and
Yeah. I can see it. That's exactly what happened. The journalists were like, oh my god, look at this company. They are so good. They actually are really trying.
communicative with their own player base. I'm just kidding. Clearly, Lords of the Fallen 2 was now going to be labeled the worst thing that they could think of, Gooner bait. And in case anyone needs reminding, these are the same
Lords of the Fallen 2 dev promises sexy women, but fans just want better Souls-like gameplay. I mean, you can do both. You can do both. You don't have to do one or the other.
game studios that actually were losing it over Leon and Requiem. Goon for me.
But okay, can I just say I'm not going to listen to a guy whose family name sounds like you're trying to throw up, okay? By eating gah. Okay, like I'm sorry, Mr. Gah, that I'm not going to listen to you about you not wanting hot, attractive characters. Like, sorry, buddy.
But not for thee. This one paragraph from a Kotaku article literally made me
Oh shit, was that a gigantic long neck? What the fuck? Is he Italian? Is he making pasta? What the fuck is that?
Long live the goon.
Long live the Gona!
literally made me laugh out loud. They wrote, and I quote, Lords of the Fallen 2 won't have a political agenda, but it will have hot women. Like,
What? What does that sentence even mean? What is it supposed to be like? What does that mean? What is he trying to say with it? Okay.
that is somehow supposed to be a bad thing. That is according to the director of the studio behind the sequel, who is busy with culture war dog whistles, while fans just want a new Souls-like that learns from the mistakes of the previous game. Huh? I'm pretty sure.
So hold up. Officially, does this mean that officially ugly people are always leftist and handsome and beautiful people are always right wing? Because that's basically what he's implying. Wow. Yeah, okay. Then I will keep it in mind. Okay, that's an odd thing to say, but okay, very well.
The CEO was just running a couple of open Twitter polls asking gamers what they wanted. Although, you know what? I do think that they were maybe onto something, just not in the way that they meant it. Because for me, when a studio does actually get a female character right, when they are communicative with their player base, it is kind of like a dog whistle, just in a good way. It is usually a sign that the studio is listening to their audience and hasn't been completely ideologically captured by whatever the...
You know, not gonna lie. I do miss the times when people talked about politics, it was like shit it didn't really involve me. It's like economics and how to deal with other countries and trading deals and where to put taxpayer money. You know, not about like, wow, you're a good looking person. I bet you're a right wing extremist. You know, like, huh?
Whatever the loudest voices online are demanding.
What?
Now, obviously, like we have said before, a pretty character isn't going to save a bad game. You do still need real substance, but when I see a studio nailing it on this front, it at least gets my attention, and I tend to start paying attention to what else they are doing right.
I was just so touched that there are colors in this game. Like, did you see that there was like blue and there was like red and there was like yellow?
On top of that, CI
so
Games
happy.
announced two pretty big things just last month. First,
Holy
the
shit.
original Lords of the Fallen has officially sold 2.5 million copies, which, congratulations. And second, they closed an additional 19 million in funding specifically for Lords of the Fallen 2. The official wording from the studio is that the money will be used to diversify distribution channels, which
I don't. You say diversify, and I'm immediately like shaking in my. What? Please don't. Please don't.
I will just let you read between those lines however you would like to. Something that catches my attention with this even further is that investors do not usually drop 19 million on just vibes, you know? Maybe Sony.
You sure? Maybe if they are women. If I would be a rich woman, I would drop 90 million on vibes. Absolutely.
Investors do. I don't know. But they saw the last 70 plus updates over the last couple of years, the reception around the alpha footage of the game, the community engagement coming from the top down, and they saw a studio that actually listens and delivers.
Wait, hold up. Are you telling me that investors are not interested in current trending political agenda and diversity and multiculturalism and all those like fat people? They actually want a game that is going to be profitable?
What? Colors? Not in my game.
What? And colors? Oh my god. Now, what are you going to tell me next? The AAA companies only want to do things for money? No. Say it ain't so. What? I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
On what they promise and is not scared to make the game its players actually want. It's interesting to see how it normally tends to work out for studios that focus on making a great game first while actually treating their players with respect and like the paying customers they are. But about those pesky female characters, journalists could not stop writing about. Let's get into them. Like I said at the start, a few weeks ago, I did get the chance to sit down with CI Games Chief Creative Officer Ryan Hill. Yes, his British accent does sound exactly as cool as he looks.
Dude, that's like Jack Sparrow. He's a gorgeous, gorgeous man. Holy shit. Look at that. Yeah? I'm not gay. Listen, I ain't judging. I would be gay for this man too. He's good looking. Holy shit.
I just need everyone to know that. And we walked through 5 brand new character designs for Lords of the Fallen 2, none of which have been shown off publicly, so I am beyond honored that they, for some
his children are going to thank him for the genes that they are going to get. The hairline, the face.
reason asked Lil Ol Me to show them off. Quick fun fact about Ryan is that before he moved into games, he actually spent some years working in the women's fashion industry, so he has a lot of thoughts about the current state of the modern female characters, and he has got a real understanding of silhouette, fabric, how femininity translates into design, and how women actually want to look. I got on the call. These designs were mostly
I think you should ask a very short, very angry, and very fat feminist instead. I think that would be so much better for the game. A guy who has the right qualifications? No. Fat, angry feminist with blue hair and septum piercing? Yes.
Complete, but not fully finished. They were still actively working on them, and they genuinely wanted my thoughts in real time. We would be looking at a character and I would say something and they would just start adjusting it on the screen in front of me. I've never had that much power in my life and it felt great, I won't lie. But while we spoke, it was so incredibly clear to me that they are working very hard to make a game that their players will love every aspect of. They genuinely do care about their audience and the things that they have to say, and they want to make their experience as great as possible. So as we get into each character,
oh my god, he does look like a pirate. He was born to be a pirate. The seas are calling for him. Where is his jar of dirt?
It'll probably become pretty obvious that the style is that of a heavy metal Souls-like, fire.
It looks good.
And brimstone, and just very theatrically dark, and definitely a more aggressive tone than their first game. Also, while I am a lore enjoyer, I definitely am not a Lords of the Fallen lore expert. Everything you are about to hear is based on what I learned from the original game and what the team shared with me. So,
I'm sorry, I just realized that that second guy is built like a unit. Holy shit. You see those muscles? Bro, that man looks like he can open a pickle jar. Okay, not going to lie. He's built like a pickle jar opener. Absolutely.
we everything you are about to hear is based on what I learned from the original game and what the team shared with me. So consider this more of like a vibe check rather than a full deep dive into the lore. But with that out of the way, let's meet the ladies. First up, we have...
Yes. Yes. I see a nice silhouette. She has curvatures. She has long legs. There's a little bit of teeth, not too much. Yes, absolutely.
A Dark Justiciar, who is an enforcer of the Dark Crusaders, an elite military order.
Yeah, as she's not bald. Revolutionary. Women sometimes have hair.
Divine Judgment. She is lined in leather and steel and has completely unwavering faith. The lore actually calls them battle maidens who serve as judge, jury.
Okay, now make her shorter and fat and put a septum piercing on it. Yeah.
And executioner, and the design tells you kind of exactly who she is at the first glance. With her horned helm and more of a grounded silhouette, she is designed to feel like someone who shows up to pass a sentence on you. You see her, you understand the design, and you instantly know what role she plays in this world, which is exactly what good character design is supposed to do. Without a single line of dialogue.
It's so funny that I immediately know how people would redesign her. Like I already know. They would make her fatter, they would make her hair dark, they would make her skin more tan, they would make her have like this smug attitude. Maybe she would be even bald. I don't know. They would cover up these parts because obviously there's no gooning whatsoever. Yeah, absolutely. They would remove all the curves. They would like unify this. Oh my god.
You already know everything you need to know, and you still want to know more. And what I really love about her is that she's...
Oh my god, the wheelchair.
It's just one of those characters that is deeply beautiful, but also terrifying at the same time. And she kind of shows...
You know, I cannot talk for those people, right? Because I have never been in a wheelchair. But if hypothetically I would be in a wheelchair, I wouldn't want to play a character in a game that is also in a wheelchair. Like, I always play the characters or like make my characters how I want to be, not how I am. You know, because I am in a fantasy world, I want to be like cool and badass and beautiful, right? And you just want to be like, you know, like why? Why? It's so silly. I'm not sure
how those things can enhance each other.
It's crazy that people, I don't know. I don't understand. You know what? I'm starting to believe that there is a big bunch of people who absolutely have no imagination, like zero. And that's why they cannot make a difference between fantasy and real life. And that's why they cannot let go of like always wanting representations of themselves. Like, I can play a game where I'm a dude and I don't care about it. I don't want to be a girl. If it's a guy character, then I will play as a guy. I don't need to see myself on the screen. But these people are so rigid in their head that they cannot even have the ounce of imagination to see like, oh yeah, I am playing as a guy. I am playing as this.
A simpler woman like myself might describe this phenomenon as scary horny, and it is a real and valid design philosophy. Next up, Calanthea. She is an all-divine vampire among the cruelest of her.
You know what? You know what's sad? These are absolutely vanilla designs. This is like anything in the 2000s were like nothing. Like, you know, this is where it came from. It only looks like you only think that this is amazing because in the past like 5 or 10 years, we had to play games where everyone is fat and ugly and covered up. And now it's just like, wow, attractive female, hello?
And she is both the sister and the lover of Lord Cadigan. Yes.
What? The sister and the lover? Oh, wow. The UK boys are not going to play this game. sorry, British
True,
fella.
and sometimes you want to see a girl behind than a guy behind for hours on end. Plus this looks like a concept art. We will see how the physics is in the game.
Well, only the non-British folks, because otherwise your prime minister will visit you and slap you in the balls for watching a game with fictional incest in it. Sorry, buddy. This is not for you.
You did hear that correctly.
You cannot watch fictional incest. You can only marry your cousin in real life, okay? Those are the rules. It wasn't my rule. It's your prime minister's rule. Sorry.
When I was reading the lore notes, I actually had to go back and reread that section to make sure that was correct. It was. Gothic opera indeed. She also runs something called a theater of torture, where humans are her performers and their debut act is usually the...
You know, can I just say that I really hate how they are limiting fantasy? Like, obviously, incest is bad, right? It is bad, but if you're telling a story, it can serve a purpose. Just to show that, yes, you see this family, they are fucked up. Yeah, it's not real. They don't exist. Like, yeah, exactly. Game of Thrones. No one thought that Jaime and Cersei, what they were having was good. It was a point to show that, yes, they were fucked up in the head, and they should probably be replaced by someone who is less fucked up in the head. You know? But people are just so rigid and they just don't see it. Like, I can't wait for like something in the future where people are gonna be like, yeah, you cannot show fictional violence. You cannot shoot someone on a movie, you know, because that's just too realistic. I'm sorry. There's no more action movies. There's no more horror movies. There's no nothing. You can only have people respectfully talking to each other about the weather. Wait, you mean you can discuss bad things without endorsing it? Impossible? Exactly. You know, how are you supposed to write a bad guy if he cannot be allowed to be bad? You know, because, oh, you killed someone? That's not allowed. Oh, you did something against a woman that wasn't consensual? Well, that's not allowed. You diddled your imaginary sister? That's not allowed. Sorry. You can't. The bad guy is bad because he wears dark colors? Question mark? I don't know.
Last, which I really love that bit of lore. Whoever wrote that, bonus this quarter for you, I hope. Okay, Orioleth. Probably.
I mean, Europe was always like this for a long time. Just like the US didn't allow sexy things. I'm fucking done with all of them. Also, nice under boobs. Beautiful. 10 out of 10 armor. I dig in.
Probably my favorite character that we worked on. Lore-wise, she is the captain.
Yeah, lore-wise. Oh, my favorite character we worked on. Lore-wise. Definitely not anything else-wise. Ooh la la.
Of the Seraphs, a highest order of Orius' faithful, who is the god of light, a radiant warrior
Luckily,
who is
I am
anointed.
not in the UK, but Germany too is slowly going more and more down the drain. Having the wrong opinion can get your bank account suspended here.
What? Jesus Christ. That's awful. You know, one day people will realize that all this is just so that the government can control what you say, what you think. And by the time people will realize it, it will be too late and we won't be able to do anything about it. Everyone now thinks it on these Twitter keyboard warriors that, oh yeah, they are protecting something or they are fighting the good fight and they are on the right side of history. And then like in 20 years, we are gonna be like, oh, you said you don't like the color green. Well, the prime minister's favorite color is green, so you go to jail. Actually, sorry, buddy.
To enact his divine will. Her armor is described as something that heralds the arrival of divine reckoning from afar. Almost
Oh yeah, I would do some divine reckoning. Not so much afar, more like a little bit close up, but sure.
kind of like the Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
I guess, but make it gold and holy. Speaking of which, her design is gold on gold on gold on gold armor that is meant to be seen from very far away, and she is built to inspire and intimidate at the same time.
I am inspired. I am so inspired right now. I see it. I feel it. Absolutely. But you know what makes me the happiest? What makes me the happiest? That there is at least 10 Karens on Twitter who looked at this and became super duper angry, and right now they are probably molding about it. That's the best thing about it, you know? It just fills me with endless joy that they are probably angrily writing, calling the developers misogynists and all sort of like bad words. Only 10? I'm fine with 10.
Which I feel like can be such a hard balance to pull off sometimes, but they absolutely nailed it. She looks gorgeous, okay? Yeah, this was the character we ended up spending a really good chunk of time on in the meeting, and I had a lot of thoughts on her hip armor and her shoulder armor, and I asked if we could lean a little harder into just slimming out her figure and putting more focus on her décolleté so that all of the beautiful armor could really breathe on its
Yay! Yes! You know what? Okay, can I just point out to all those assholes who think that I hate women? I would like to vaguely motion to this intellectual lady right in front of me. Okay? She is fucking amazing. The design they created is fucking amazing. So I don't want to hear any of this nonsense that Scoo hates women, okay? Oh, she always talks badly about them. No. I talk badly about the retards. I don't care. If you are not a woman, then I will hate you as well. Stop being an absolute dumb fuck, okay? Thank you.
own. And again, it was just so fun to see the team just adjust these things in real time.
It's like, what I hate is when you're a woman and you're sitting on a goddamn tree and you're cutting the branch under yourself. These people simultaneously say that it's all right for teenagers to become professional online prostitutes, meanwhile telling regular people to dress up and stop being part of the male gaze. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? What is wrong with you?
Time while we were on this call, I even asked if they could give her a necklace, and they drew it on while I was watching. And to quickly touch on that, I am not a designer. I am not a 3D artist. I am just a girl on the internet who likes pretty characters. But the fact that they were so genuinely excited.
Please do not censor the outfit for the game. Please do not. Let it be, okay? Just let it be. Do not put any fabric or anything.
About my feedback. That's kind of the whole point. Because listening to your audience doesn't mean just blindly doing whatever some random voice tells you to do. The best devs take feedback, sit with it, and figure out how to bring it to life in a way that is actually serving what they are trying to do. And of course, anyone can just nod along with you, but the studios that take in feedback, weigh it against their own creative vision, and are capable of implementing it very thoughtfully, those are the ones who are able to stand the test of time. And that was honestly the takeaway that I had with this meeting. They weren't just saying yes to things to make me feel good. You could tell that they were genuinely thinking about whether or not each suggestion actually served the character in the absolute best way. To get us back on track though, this is the Radiant Priestess. And if you think that her armor looks similar to Oriolith, you are correct. She belongs to the same divine order as her, same gold armor, which...
Have you noticed that all of them look conventionally attractive and they are not morbidly obese? It brings a tear to my eye. All of them have pretty long hair and a pretty face.
Again,
that's
I am
crazy.
In love with same heavenly aesthetic and overall vibe, but
it's enough armor. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Can we at least have different facial expressions? These are, dude, this is just like a sketch. This is not how the character is going to be. This is just the first idea put onto a screen. Don't expect them to like smile or make pouty faces. Yeah, this is just the concept art. A concept art doesn't have to show all of those things. It's just like a first idea. Roughly, this is how it's going to look. And then people go into it during the modeling.
Where Oriolith is more of a warrior, the priestess is kind of like the conduit. She is a vessel of Orius, again, who is the god of light, sustaining her...
Like, I guarantee you that this is all going to change when they are gonna model. Like, they are gonna add things, they are going to remove things. It's going to be all sorts of different. They're just sort of going for a vibe. Like, how are the colors going to be? How are the shapes going to be? What kind of group of cohesion they are talking about?
Allies with holy magic and demolishing her enemies with sanctified steel. Usually deployed under a seraph like Orioleth, the lore describes her purification process as immolation beneath holy light, which is just an extremely cool way to say, I will set you on fire in the name of God.
Nice.
I love how they made her a bit softer too, and it fits the more spiritual aesthetic that they were going for, the flowing white fabric, the slender spear instead of a sword. At a glance, you can kind of tell she's more support-oriented, which, again, I love storytelling through character design. And last, but certainly not...
Say, there you go. It's a little bit different. How about this? She's a hunter. She has like metallic lit everything. How about that? She's not so angelic anymore. It's like a dragon or something. She has like the little wings next to her face. There's still a little bit of boberinos out. There's a foot out. She has muscle. She has some abs.
At least we have the Trelesi Huntress. She was once a pre-runation ranger devoted to protecting the blood bloom of Throngar. That's a lot of words, which is a blood-nourished flower that the Trelesi cult worships, but this character's softly spoken prayers soon turn into blood-soaked rituals, and it is a classic tragic corruption arc, and what is so cool is...
No spoilers, what the hell? No spoilers.
You can start to see it in her design. It is the furthest departure from the more armored characters that we just looked at, signaling that she is a much more ancient, much more earthy, organic, and feral character, and there is a wildness to her that the others just don't have. This one I really got into during the meeting. We talked about her helmet, we tweaked her footwear, and at one point I even suggested maybe changing up the cloth armor on her legs and adding a chain detail around her foot to help kind of tie it in a bit more with the rest of her armor, which they agreed and added those changes in. Again, just a reminder, I am really not an artist by trade, so getting to watch something like that actually happen in front of my eyes in real time and knowing that it has ended up in the final design is genuinely one of the coolest gaming experiences that I have ever had. But that brings us to the end of these characters, 5 completely different designs, 5 completely different roles, all...
I'm just actually shocked that, I will be honest with you, these characters look... They are normal, right? Like it's nothing fancy. If I close my eyes, I swear to God, a few years ago, way back then, this was the standard. Any Korean MMORPG that ever came out was like, yeah, just have this, Valkyries, whatever, nothing biggie. And now people think that this is too much. This is weird. This is gooner bait. Like, buddy, I don't know if you know what the word gooner bait means. Not with those itty bitty titties. What are we talking about? We are absolutely cooked. This is literally just like dark fantasy 101. You know? This is nothing special. It's not goonery, it's just, oh, attractive women in magical gear, whatever. All in the USA. I don't think this is just a USA problem. Unfortunately, the EU also has this like gigantic ego for no reason at all. Where they are like, oh yeah, the kids, think about the children. Because, wow, what if the children will see a pair of boobs? Oh my goodness. God forbid. God fucking forbid that the children will observe humans.
Designs, 5 completely different roles, all getting the same level of care and intention poured into each and every one of them. And remember, these are the kinds of characters the Lords of the Fallen community specifically asked for. Beautiful, aspirational, visually striking, iconic. CI Games asked the question, the audience answered, and this is what showed up on the other side of that conversation, which I think is so cool and honestly should be way more common than it is. Imagine if every studio just asked us our thoughts.
You're literally implementing age restriction as we speak. Because we have a bunch of Karens. That's why it's not about the children. It's just about some egotistical idiot thinking that they know what everyone needs. It's not even fucking democracy anymore.
It's about things
Like, I guarantee you, if they would pull it, that do you want shit to be age restricted and do you want to give out your data? Do you want censorship? People would say no. They don't fucking want it. No one does. You know?
sometimes, instead of just always assuming and telling us what we should want. And like I have said before, while I love beautiful characters, there has to be substance for a game to be great. And from my conversations with them and looking at their track record, CI Games is not a studio that is only focused on making pretty characters. The 70 plus updates, the polls that they've run, the dev diaries that they've put out, the 19 million in investing, the whole Umbral rework, that is the same studio making these beautiful characters. These designs did not just appear randomly. The same mindset that produced them is the exact same mindset behind.
If she's not an artist, who is she to give advice? Or was it just a promo so she can see the drawing pieces? I mean, you know, I think this is basically what mostly her channel is about. It's mostly about games and the gaming audiences and, you know, the two group of people, like the dudes wanting to have good games with attractive looking characters versus the Karens who just yell and they want to cover up everything and want to put unimportant, nonsensical things in it just so that they can tick boxes, but absolutely has no story in it. You know? You can still ask what people are playing your games. Do you like the design? What would you change? I mean, I think she's probably, you know why? I think she's a very good representation because she's a woman. Okay? If they would have invite, let's say, I don't know, like freaking Asmongold, and Asmongold would have say that, oh yeah, make it like this, then Asmongold would be called a misogynist. He would be called like, oh, he's just exploiting women and he's just gooner brain and he just, you know. But if it's a woman who actually says that, yeah, we want beautiful characters, we want it like this, then, you know, he's called like that every day. I know. She's gonna be called pick me. You know what? I think that's not a bad thing. Because if she's being called a pick me, that means that at least someone wants to pick her. Unlike the people who are calling other people's a pick me, because no one is going to fucking ever pick them. Never. Never. Like, how is that a bad thing? Oh no, she's saying things and boys want to be with her. What a loser. I bet she gets laid and loved by her husband. Wow. That's how awful. I think she's married. I think she has like a ring on her finger. But like, you know, it's like when people were like picking on Shuan Had and it's like, oh wow, I bet many people york off to you. Oh no, you're popular with the opposite gender who finds you attractive? How horrible. What the fuck? Like, what are we talking about? I'm sorry. If I would have to choose between a girl who looks pretty and cute and has common sense and you can have an argument with her, or with someone who is forever angry and just yells at me when she disagrees, then, and you know, I would rather go with the pick me girl. I am unironically, I'm going to pick the pick me. Insane. Yeah.
Every other good decision that this studio has made for the past 2.5 years. That mindset being respect your audience, sweat every detail, and overall just make a great game you.
They would probably call her a slave because she has a husband. She's a tread wife. You know, I bet she wants a child too. Degenerate motherfucker. I bet she even loves her husband. I bet that she even cooks delicious food for him and maybe even gives him a hug before he goes to work. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Better be a pick me than a skip me. Ooh, that's a good one.
actually want to play. The characters and the gameplay are not two separate wins. They are the same win that is happening twice. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here, and a huge thank you again to CI Games for partnering with me.
The thing is that these designs weren't even Gunnar bait at all. Like, I would agree that Stellar Blade is definitely a little bit more Gunnar. Like, let's be real, like, right? But this is just normal whatever things.
Me on this, and for trusting me with the reveal of some of your fabulous ladies. I am still kind of in disbelief that I got to be a part of it, and I am also incredibly grateful to all of you for being so supportive for my content and for giving me the opportunity to even do something like this in the first place. Thank you so much. I am so thankful for you. Now, Lords of the Fallen 2 is still in development, and it is slated for a release later this year. While we don't know exactly.
Oh, the release will be later this year, right? Like the release date, not the game itself, right?
Is still in development, and it is slated for a release later this year. While we don't know exactly how that launch is going to go just yet, what I will say is this.
Wait, the game this year? They are working on it and they will already release it? I'm sorry, I'm so not used to game developers not sitting on a single game for 10 years that I'm actually a little bit shocked. GTA. You know? What are we talking about?
Based on everything CI Games has shown us over the last 2.5 years, I am genuinely excited, and I cannot wait to see more of this game. Let me know.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand if your game takes a long time, if there is not so many people working on it. Like Silk Song, it's 2 dudes, they did everything. I understand you took a very long time, fair enough. But when you have like $1 billion company with hundreds of people working on it,
chat bongo taps bongo tap.
Then what are we talking about? Concord still blows my mind. Dude, even that Aphelion game, they had 8.5 million spent on it. Where is this money going? Who? What? Where? What? I don't...
The comments, which of the 5 designs is your favorite? Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy. This was a good video. I liked it. I gave a sexy like to it. Very nice. Good video. I liked it too. I simply don't understand. I really don't understand sometimes people. I simply don't understand. Oh no, dude. I see that he made a video about the James Bond game. That James Bond game is going to flop so hard. I know it. It looks so bad. I only seen the... I don't even know what it's called. It's going to be absolutely dead on arrival. They were like making comparisons to like the freaking Uncharted game. And Uncharted looked so much better.